Hello, people of all saints. Happy and blessed Easter to you. It was a blessing to see so many families brave the elements on Easter Sunday morning and afternoon to come out for blessing of families. Reminds me and Father Gifford of how blessed we are to serve here at such a beautiful parish family, and frankly, how much we miss gathering for our routine things like just going to church and going to Mass on Sunday and receiving the sacraments, especially on the holiest day of the year. The reality of the public health crisis that we are in has touched so many people in terms of just people being sick and people having to care for people who are sick. The many who are on the front lines of prevention and care in the public health world, and it's extending into our day-to-day lives as well within our families and our businesses and our community. And one of those day-to-day realities in our own community is the financial and economic reality that we are experiencing. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on that as we speak. I'm very grateful for the many families who have continued their online giving and gone out of their way to drop off their Sunday offerings and holiday offerings as well as putting them in the mail, and we're grateful for all that. At this stage, without having counted the many offerings that did come in over the last week or so, especially for Easter, we are at about $100,000 or so behind where we were at the same time last year. And as we look at least another couple of weeks probably before we're able to meet, that gap could go even larger. We're also at a very critical point in our in the giving year, in terms of Easter being such a significant part of the parish's revenue, as well as the springtime when so many people scatter for family gatherings and things like that, and our revenue often goes down in May and June in the summer. At this point, we are very blessed by your generosity to not have had to do anything extremely radical financially, because we have cash reserves on hand to help with that. Although we have furloughed approximately 16 full-time equivalent employees. Almost all of those positions are directly related to having children in the building and are not jobs that cannot be done remotely. And so we've had to furlough those people as the shutdown, particularly of schools and gathering activities, has happened. Because the situation is so grave, the Finance Council and the trustees authorized us and suggested that we apply for the Emergency Small Business Administration loans that are available in the emergency situation. And we have put in the paperwork for that. We are not absolutely certain that we will get it, but if we do, it will be an opportunity to cover salaries and other very, very basic things like utilities on the building. And if we use them for those purposes, it eventually transitions into a grant rather than a loan. But at this point, we don't know for sure whether we will be able to receive those funds. I'm very, very grateful for the gift to be able to serve here at All Saints. And one of the blessings is that we're a large community, and as a large community, we have some opportunities in scale that allow us to do things that many other smaller places just are not. And some of those things we're able to reach out and to do things for our community. But that has to come directly from our community. If the Small Business Administration loan is approved, it doesn't really serve our ministries, and we need our people to continue to fund that. And the longer this crisis goes, the more the people of the community are going to need us within our parish and outside of it. And so I just encourage you to prayerfully think about, and especially in time of crisis when people's jobs are affected, and people who have been able to give generously in the past may not be able to, at least for a period of time. it's incumbent on all of us who are able to do that to step up and do it. And one of the challenges of a very large parish is that it's easy for us to say, well, my contribution doesn't mean much, and there's lots of other people who can do it, whether it's our time or our gifts of finances. But especially in this time of crisis, it's important that all of us who have the ability to continue to be generous or to renew and maybe even upgrade our giving to do so if we are able. And you can do that by mailing it in, mailing the offerings in when you're praying in the church, to stop by the parish office and drop it off, or go and to do it electronically at allsaintschurch.com. It's a blessing for all of us to be here, and I think most of us are recognizing the gift as we are parted from it for so much time. But it's a blessing, and this too shall pass. And I just look forward to continuing to celebrate the joy of the Easter season, even if we are parted. And until we talk again, as always, please be trusting of our good God, be generous with Him and with each other, and be not afraid.